What is up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, February 16th, 2019. I hope you're all doing well. Saturday live stream. I have a bunch of tabs on the screen. We're going to go over some crypto news. Got some articles open. And we're going to look at Bitcoin price, which you see on the screen. If you're a replay viewer, once I'm done recording, I'm going to put some a pinned comment with timestamps below. So the first thing I want to do, though, is make sure my audio is okay. I changed my audio just a little. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Just, let me know. Press 1. Up, Tech Lord says put the volume up a little bit. So there. Okay. How's that? I just feel like my audio my audio lately has been loud, it seems. So I'm trying to fix that. But I just turned it up a little bit, so hopefully that's cool. I hope everybody's doing well this weekend. A lot of things going on in crypto, obviously. I'm going to just go over some articles I thought were interesting, pieces of news to talk about in case you missed it this week, which you probably haven't. And then we're going to jump into price a little bit. So I'm going to jump right in and go through some things. I just read this article. Chinese crypto miner predicts that Bitcoin could reach $740,000. I just want to say I really find it interesting when I see any type of Bitcoin prediction, right? So I'm not covering this saying it's going to be 740,000. I'm covering this because I think it's interesting. Even when people predict Bitcoin's going to zero, I find that interesting. And what I want to do is read this article. And as I'm reading, if everybody wants, put your Bitcoin predictions below in the live chat. I'm curious to see. So Zufa, co-founder of Poolin, a Chinese-based crypto mining pool, predicted that the Bitcoin price could hit 5 million Chinese yuan. Crypto news outlet 8BTC reported on February 11th. That was tough to read. That was tough to read. While Zhu noted that it now feels more like a bear market, he reportedly predicted that in the next bull run, prices will be 10 to 20 times higher than previous ones. Zhu also noted that massive price spikes like the one that resulted in the $20,000 per Bitcoin high in 2017 will not always exist, adding that the next bull run could be the last. Tech Lords, $225,000 Bitcoin in the next bull run. Target for Tech Lords. I see a 250,000 Bitcoin by Planet Pokewood. We got some high predictions in the comments so far. Zoo's mining Poolin has 10.45% of global network share, according to BTC.com. The current bear market has hit cryptocurrency miners hard. Some mining companies in China have started selling off hardware by the kilogram. I thought it was relevant, at least to read, because here you have a mining company with over 10% network share globally, and they're in the space. They have their prediction 740,000, right? 740,000 in the next bull run. Pretty crazy. So Poseidon Lou says 6-figure Bitcoin next run 2020. We've got some pretty high predictions going on, but not as high as this article. So thought that was interesting. And then hopping over to this, I'm sure many of you saw this. SEC could include Bitwise's Bitcoin ETF in Federal Register's proposal under review for approval. Guess what? I don't care. So I put the link in the description, but I'm not even going to waste time reading it. I'll read this one sentence. It has a duration of 240. The SEC has a duration of 240 days to make the final decision on whether to approve or disapprove the proposal. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of ETF chatter. I'm sick of timelines. I'm sick of everybody counting down and expecting price runs and all this stuff. I'm just sick of hearing about it. When it happens, I'll cover the news that it happened. But this article is in the description below. It's in the description below. Here we go. Everybody heard this week. Ordinary stablecoin or XRP killer. What we know about JP Morgan Chase's new cryptocurrency. It's a long article. Again, it's in the description. I highlighted a couple pieces I thought were most relevant to at least read to you. JP Morgan coin resembles a stable coin, which falls in line with a general trend. According to CNBC report, JPM coins are pegged to US dollars so that its value stays stable. Technically, that makes the new token a stable coin, at least in its initial form. Clients will reportedly be issued the coins after depositing dollars at JP Morgan Chase. After the tokens are used for a payment or security purchase on the blockchain, the lender will allegedly destroy them and give clients an equivalent amount of fiat in return. The JPM coin, this was, who quoted this? Let me see. So the JP Morgan coin will be issued on Quorum blockchain and subsequently extended to other platforms. JPM coin will be operable on all standard blockchain networks, the guide says. Based on that, Jerry Brito, executive director at Coin Center, nonprofit research and advocacy center focused on cryptocurrencies and blockchain, told MarketWatch that JP Morgan merely launched an in-house payment system rather than an actual cryptocurrency. I thought that was probably the most relevant part of the article. That's why I highlighted it. He goes on to say, there's a lot of confusion. I see folks referring to it as a cryptocurrency. It's not a cryptocurrency. A cryptocurrency is one that is open, permissionless. If you want to download it, you don't need permission. You just need some software. I think it's a great way to put it. It's a payments network, right? In-house payment system, a very centralized payment system. Not cryptocurrency as we know it and as we've become interested in, right? Tech Lords 0.0028 BTC. My man. Love you, dude. Thanks for coming by on this Saturday. I hope you're having a great weekend, man. And I really, truly appreciate the BTC crypto chat. You're the man. Crypto super chat, I should say. So, that's it, right? And when news comes out like this, I absorb it. It is what it is. I watch it. I see what happens. I don't get all worked up over it. But this is the stuff that kind of works me up a little bit more. And it frustrates me a little bit. Like this article came out right away. This was 2 days ago, Valentine's Day on the 14th. JP Morgan just killed the Bitcoin dream. Like, I don't talk trash on anybody, but Ben Walsh, and I'm not talking trash, but like what is that, you know? How did JP Morgan just kill the Bitcoin dream? Why did you take time to invest into writing this article? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to read the article. It's way misinformed. I wish, and this just is like journalism in general. I don't care if it's in cryptocurrency or politics, whatever it is. Like, it's so misguided and it frustrates me so much. Journalism should be factual. Poseidon Lou, 0.25 LTC. You're the man, bro. Poseidon Lou, man. Poseidon Lou and Tech Lords. I think I need to ban you guys from the channel. You send me way too much crypto. I think I need to ban you. I need to ban you guys. I don't like. It means so much, but you're always sending me crypto chats. Yes, Tech Lord says thanks, Lou, and I say thanks, Lou. You're the man. So, you know, the articles like this come out more and more, and especially if price begins going up, you're going to see the haters of Bitcoin come out of the woodwork more and more. This title, you can see right through it. Ben Walsh, I don't think, is a fan of Bitcoin. Because this is not a factual subject title. And it's just annoying. Who's with me? Stuff like that annoys me. I said it's a shame a majority of journalists don't report accurately or even know the topic they're reporting on. Here, Ben has no understanding of what the Bitcoin dream actually is. I fear he doesn't actually know what Bitcoin is. Ben, I don't know, again, I'm not trying to like badmouth or talk bad about Ben. I just don't get why articles like this are written, Ben. And I wish you were here right now and I could just discuss this with you. We could talk about it. We could hash it out. Tech Lord says JP Morgan will go down, mark my words. And then you have Jamie Dimon at the other end of all this, right? Talking trash on Bitcoin for how long? And now he's riding the coattails of this thing called cryptocurrency. Now he's riding the coattails. If Bitcoin never came into existence, if Satoshi never created Bitcoin 10 years ago, at this very moment, Jamie Dimon would have not come up with his little JP Morgan coin. He's riding the coattails, trying to do his own thing after just talking trash about it. It's one thing if he was like just kind of cool in the last year or two talking about Bitcoin, maybe not a fan of Bitcoin, but not calling investors stupid, but he was actually cool about it. And then he does his JP Morgan coin. Listen, you can do whatever you want, man. This is what innovation is about, trying things, right? If JP Morgan wants to try and create their own payments network in-house, go for it, right? But man, it puts a bad taste in my mouth, the fact that he's been talking so much trash on Bitcoin. JP Morgan isn't innovative. After their leader bashes Bitcoin and the innovation it brings to the global monetary system, they launched their very own centralized cryptocurrency. And I should have put centralized payment network, right? I think that article did a good job. Charts. Let's get into charts. We're around 12 minutes into the video, and let's talk about Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin price a little bit. Where are we in terms of Bitcoin price? This is what I love to do. I wanted to start with this, which is we have this massive question, like what's next, right? And we have the daily chart up on the screen. And whether I'm doing a video or not, this is my favorite thing to do. We have like kind of zero context or answers into what's going on at this point, right here. We don't know, it's hard to see, it's hard to gauge. But a simple move of the fingers, a simple zoom out, and look how much the picture changes. Look how much perspective changes. Look how much we feel like we are empowered with some knowledge. And that knowledge being data that's valuable to us, that helps us manage our money better. That's what data does, right? That's what knowledge does. It helps us manage things better, whether it's our monetary approach, in things of investments, or whether it's life in general. Data, knowledge, wisdom helps us. And there it is. There's a difference, right? No context, no knowledge, to we have context, we have knowledge. We see a story here. We see a painting that we can base the future off of, at least anticipate, right? So, and you all know I always start out on the zoomed out daily most often because it's so important. And really, the main point is always the same, which is we are defining this reversal, right? We're defining the reversal that we had back in 2015. We're defining it now, and we have to be patient. But if one thing is for sure, this data tells us that based on this move back in 2014 to 2015, this right here wouldn't have been a good time to buy, right? You don't know it in the moment. We see it now. But what we do know in the moment is this potentially could be an amazing time to buy, and we are there now. That is our present. And we have that answer of a good time to buy right now because of the data that's on the screen. Because looking back, this was a good time to buy, right down here. And we are at that reflective point right now in terms of Bitcoin. Is there risk here? Absolutely. This whole, my whole approach, what I'm saying to you right now, you're out there watching me, whether it's live or a replay. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm showing you my approach and my thoughts. That's it, strictly. I don't know what's going to happen, right? From my own risk tolerance standpoint, I think there's a great possibility that crypto, namely Bitcoin and Litecoin, is going to succeed. And so with my belief in this technology and in its success, I believe, from my standpoint, that it's a great opportunity to invest, especially where we are right now in terms of price. Could we go lower? Yes. Could Bitcoin ultimately fail? Yeah. Bitcoin could be $0 in 10 years. Do I think it will be? No. But be careful out there. Then I want to go to Bitcoin on the weekly chart, and I want to really talk about the RSI and the MACD. I haven't talked about the momentum oscillators as of recently, and I'm gonna move my camera up just a little. So RSI and MACD, momentum oscillators. Where is Bitcoin in terms of momentum? And it's always a good idea to get a clear picture of this. Here's RSI, this slower moving momentum oscillator as compared to the stock RSI just below it on my screen. But we can open up the RSI and we can get context again into what the bottom looks like. Here is the bottom of that last bear market, right? And here is the potential bottom of this bear market. Do you see the similarities? Do you see the flow of the two? I do, and it says a lot. And you see the length of time it took for Bitcoin to kind of see all-time highs up here, and then a new swing low down here. Same thing, back here to here. The process takes years. Everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but many people want this on the RSI. Like literally all-time highs by fall of next year. I don't think that's going to happen. These things take time, and the RSI oscillator is a perfect picture of what that time looks like, right? The swing lows, the swing highs, in the process of hitting new targets. It takes time, and all of these moves they take months. They take weeks to months, right? So right now we're kind of defining this bottom. So from a technical perspective, if you're an investor, I don't care if you're a swing trader, if you're a short-term daily trader, if you're a long-term accumulator, when you're looking at an RSI, typically, right, this is the overbought area up here, right? This means most likely not a good time to buy. That's pretty much what that means in the very simplest of terms. On the flip side, when there's panic, when people are kind of getting out because they're tired, they're tired of the price. Typically, when it's oversold down here, that is a good time to buy. Check mark. Like that's in the simplest terms what it is, right? So that's what we gather from the momentum oscillator, which is found in the RSI. One thing interesting is the MACD. I want to point something out to you. This is the weekly, by the way. That was a weekly RSI, and this is the weekly MACD. Do you see what we have potentially right now happening on this weekly MACD? Very, very interesting, and as of right now, could potentially be very bullish. Looking back, we could look back at this moment, 3 or 4 years from now and say, wow, there was the exact shift in the first week of February into the second week of February. That was the shift. That was a very key move for Bitcoin. And we've talked about it under different contexts, right? We look at Litecoin in this past week and what it has done compared to exiting the last bear market. There's strong argument there for signifying the middle to the end of the bear markets. And here's another data point that we can look at that potentially could prove to be very bullish. So that's the MACD. How is that relevant? First off, it's relevant just when you have when you have a blue MACD line crossing that red signal line, right, after coming out of oversold on something like the RSI on the weekly at the same time, you have this MACD cross above the signal line. It's called a red signal line for a reason. There's a momentum shift happening when you see that MACD cross the signal line. It's that simple. So this indicator is doing what it's supposed to do. It's indicating us of a momentum shift, a big one. This is the weekly chart that's relevant. And then if we kind of zoom back out and we say, okay, I'm kind of curious, what was the MACD doing at the end of the last bear market or during that last bear market? When do we get that first weekly MACD cross above the signal line? That was the February of that last bear market. There was a MACD cross. And again, speaking to the length of time that it takes for momentum to shift, that was a MACD cross in February 2015, right? So right here in that last bear market, the beginning of the end, right? The beginning of the bottom, that's when there was a MACD cross. And look how long it took for this MACD line to even cross above the histogram, right, above zero. And you see that happened, if I get my brush, that happened in October, right here. And so it took time again. The momentum shift, the bears turning to the bulls, handing off the market to the bulls, if you want to put it that way, takes time. So for here, it took, I mean, what is that? I don't know. It's many months, 7 months or something. I don't know, 7 or 8 months. And then we know what happened after that. So similarly, we could expect something very similar, right? So we go back to this MACD right now, and we have our MACD cross. This could take many months, similar to how it did before, this slow uprising on the weekly. It's something to look out for. Will it take until October this time around? I don't know. I mean, we could have a way quicker shift, right? Or we could have a slower one. But these things take weeks, takes months, and that's why we do technical analysis almost on a daily basis to keep track on how quick the momentum is shifting, what's happening in terms of price. But right now, if we zoom out on the charts, there has been a very beautiful reflection from now compared to the last bear market. So right now, even the speed has been very similar of Bitcoin in this shift. So keep an eye on that. We can kind of go into Bitcoin a little bit more, and we can see what do we have actually going on the daily chart. Well, if you've been watching our technical analysis videos, you know we have this symmetrical triangle in pink. I won't spend too much time on it because not much has happened. We'll zoom in on the 4 hour to get an idea of where we are, but we haven't broken the daily 50 EMA right here. That hasn't happened. We haven't even approached the triangle again, right? Because we're looking for a busted or failed, broken symmetrical triangle, because right now momentum has us breaking through the bottom of the triangle with a target of around 2,500, 2,300 in that area. So if that's our target, we need Bitcoin to have a broken, failed symmetrical triangle. And that looks like this. Bitcoin seeing a reversal out of its break on the lower side, back up and hitting a target of around $4,400, which is the high point of the triangle. That would be a broken symmetrical triangle, right? That's what we need to see in it. Just, it hasn't happened yet. We've been talking about this for the last week, and we've been waiting for it. We've been waiting for one or the other, a target of $4,400 to confirm a broken symmetrical triangle, or a confirmed symmetrical triangle where we start approaching, first off, below 10%, which is right around here, 10% from the breakout area, and then lower lows leading down to our target of around $2,500. We're waiting for one or the other. I can't sit here and tell you which way we're going. I get comments all the time being like, you have no idea where Bitcoin is going to go next. And it's just like, I mean, good observation, because I don't. Nobody does. That's not the point of technical analysis. Technical analysis is to anticipate the targets on the next move up or down, so that you can look at where we are presently, make your decision accordingly, how you want to approach that risk tolerance, that risk analysis that we've done. And that's up to you. After you obtain all the data and knowledge that you possibly can, you have to make your own decision on what you want to do with your money, how you want to invest. I highly, highly encourage you not to listen to YouTubers on what to do, on what to buy, on when to buy, on how much to buy. I really encourage you not to do that, not to listen to YouTubers. However, I want to provide value and data to you on what we have going on. So that's kind of what we have going on the upside and downside. Right now, our target on the upside is to shoot for that 4,400. Target for the downside, if we get this confirmed symmetrical triangle target, would be 20. It's a lower low, right? And we've been talking about that nonstop on this channel. So not trying to sound bearish, but that is what it is. We can go to the Bitcoin on the 4-hour, and we can really dig into what the 4-hour looks like. This is what's important right now. We had this 4-hour 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA. So the 50 EMA is this blue line. The pink line is the 200 EMA. Litecoin weeks ago had this cross on the 4-hour already, right? And that's why something very similar happened for Litecoin first in that last bear market. And that's why we've been comparing the two. Now, what we're trying to see, and we've been watching almost on a daily basis here for Bitcoin, is what is going on here. And I can even zoom in a little bit more. Are we going to get a rejection of the 50 EMA at the 200 where we see it kind of just boom, boom, right? Like something that's actually not right. This 200 EMA would be like that. Are we going to get something like that, right? And it is probably the most, it is truly the most relevant part of the chart to look at right now. It's the first step to bullishness, is what I always say. You can look at the hourly and see what's going on there. I just think the 4-hour is that first foundational move, right? And this first step of bullishness is what I'm saying is if we get a 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA. That is extremely important. That's the first step for Bitcoin to approach that bullish momentum, whether on the RSI or whatever. It's the first step. If we ever want to see this 50 EMA on the daily chart start swinging up, right, like this, to cross the 200 EMA, it starts on that 4-hour chart. So it's very important, and it's very relevant when we get a 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA on Bitcoin. So that's what we're looking at. On the very short term, we have this kind of falling wedge on the 4-hour. I haven't talked about a lot on this channel, but it's there. I've been watching it when I pull up my phone. We have a target on the upside, $3,700. This is a shorter term target, right? And then we have a target on the downside, which is actually based on that wedge, $3,400. And not surprisingly, as most often happens, a lot of the time, we have just that perfect confluence in our pattern target with the Fibonacci retracement. So swing low to swing high, we have our Fibonacci retracement down here. It's that 618 to 786 channel. How often, everybody, do I set up this Fibonacci retracement? And how often does it coincide with our pattern target at the same time? It's almost like not a coincidence. It's just the move and the flow of these cryptocurrencies. It's why these indicators like the Fibonacci retracement, they work so well. So that's our first area. First off, that's our target area for a potential bounce, right? But it's also our support area based on the Fibonacci retracement, that 618 to 786 channel. So track it. This is something you can look for during this weekend, right? Are we going to see continued support right above this 200 EMA? Are we going to even get a bounce, further up, create a new higher high somewhere after hitting our targets? And are we going to get this 50 EMA cross above the 200 EMA? That's kind of what I'm watching this weekend. It's what I want to see. I want to see if Bitcoin makes a move to the upside. It's just that first step of bullishness that we need. Time will tell. Now, I do know that LTC BTC pair and you can see the LTC BTC pair right now, you can see the 50 EMA is actually well above the 200 EMA. We had a cross mid-December. This is when Litecoin started making its moves, showing strength in the market. So right now, Litecoin is something we're watching as well. You know, we'll do a technical analysis video on that maybe tomorrow. But very significant in terms of what's going on with Bitcoin, seeing what Litecoin does. So we're going to continue tracking Litecoin. But going back to that Bitcoin chart, we have, where is that Bitcoin chart? Here it is. We can zoom out, and I just want to show you something. We're zooming out on the 4-hour chart. Bitcoin throughout this entire bear market, if you can see that pink line, right? Bitcoin has struggled in the same way that it struggled with the 50 EMA on the daily chart all year long. Bitcoin has clearly struggled with the 200 EMA on the 4-hour chart, the pink line. And so if you remember, before we broke $6,000, right? Like $6,000 right there. Before we broke, everybody's saying we had support there, so much support. Before we broke there, you see a very similar move for Bitcoin. Just kind of this consolidation and zero support above the 200 EMA. And then towards that end there, really no support and just more rejection, right? So, and then even zooming in more to get a really clear picture, you see the 50 EMA also being rejected right there below. See this? Run up the 50 EMA to the 200, rejection, boom, and then down. Well, that's my biggest concern right now for Bitcoin is a similar move, right? Continued lack of support right here above the 200 EMA, lack of support above the 200 EMA, and then final rejection of this 50 EMA right here below the 200 EMA, and then that would be exactly what kind of leads us into our next move down, boom, to our target right down here, $2,500, and that target simply based on the daily chart right here, right? And simultaneously on the daily chart, it would look like rejection again at the 50 EMA, which we're used to. And then boom, 50 EMA back down a little bit because we're hitting our target on the downside. Part of the process, everybody. It's totally part of the process. Bitcoin, this volatility in its bottom. But again, if you zoom out on the charts, if we draw a line actually where that $2,500 target is in case it happens, we are looking at right here, right? Right around here. So if that happens and we hit that target to the downside, what does that look like? That looks like true bottom definition, especially if you compare it to this bear market back here. This would look like true, the true definition of the bottom. This, as you all know, if we go to those prices, not saying it's definitely going to happen, but if we do hit $2,500 to the downside, I will be accumulating a lot. That's my approach. That's not financial advice. But that target isn't just a number I'm throwing at you because it's in harmony with our long-term Bitcoin chart. That target is literally in our short to midterm, I should say midterm symmetrical triangle stemming back to November. Right here. That's our target on the downside. Will it happen? I don't know. Time will tell. Don't comment below saying that you don't know anything, Dan, because I'm already telling you I don't know. I don't know where price is going. So that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. I think that was a pretty good 20 minutes Bitcoin technical analysis. I think we covered everything we possibly could. I hope you feel more prepared. I feel prepared. I feel ready. I'm watching, in particular, the 4-hour chart. I want to see what happens here with this current short-term pattern. Not to mention, when we get these moves, these sharp moves up, right, and we trade kind of just bouncing around, how often in this bear market have we just seen a new lower low, right? So I'm really curious to see when that theme ends, right? And we actually break up and continue to see higher highs starting on the 4-hour, leading to this 50 EMA cross. I'm curious. I want to see when it happens. I would love if it happened now. It would make for some interesting content, at least for my YouTube technical analysis videos. It really would. So JJ Black says, Dan knows nothing, anticipates everything. All right, come on. I know some things, but it really is the quote. It is the quote. My dad told me a long time ago, expect nothing, anticipate everything. How true. Expect nothing, anticipate anything. And that is it. That's what we do. And we get as much context as we can to do that. And I think all year long in this bear market, I think we've done well, everybody. I do. A lot of brainstorming, a lot of direct messages, a lot of Twitter brainstorming, other people watching price. It's been fun. I wanted to just pivot, that's it. That's the technical analysis. I'm going to just hit a couple other points about the crypto space in general. If you want to hang out, feel free to. But I wanted to bring up, so this Crypto Shill Nye, I follow Michael Nye on Twitter. He posts some good stuff sometimes. I like some of his content. And so I messaged him to get him on this channel, and we have to reach out to him soon just to have a chat. But he tweeted a little bit ago, the more I go to crypto blockchain conferences, the more I'm convinced we are in a giant echo chamber. Almost everyone is creating content for themselves or for people that are already in the know. Not many are reaching out to a new audience. To do this, education is needed. It's a great point. So I retweeted it a little bit ago, and I just said, the question is, how do you not only attract new users to a new invention, which is crypto, but also show those new users how to use a new invention at the same time? It really is marketing. So this shift of, it's really that question of adoption, that shift of marketing, that shift of brand awareness, and even showing people how to use the technology is really interesting. I don't really even know where to start in that conversation, but it's something to start exploring at the very least. I think what I like to say is I try my best to naturally infuse my content with some sort of knowledge. If someone new is watching, I try my best to infuse my content with some type of guide into what crypto even is. And then this last text this last tweet I tweeted, I wanted to throw out there for everybody, because I know we probably have some DigiPipe people maybe even in here. This is it. This weekend, I just saw so much again with this DigiByte versus Litecoin stuff. It drives me up a wall. Like, it drives me crazy. It really does. So I just tweeted, I said the Litecoin versus DigiByte debate is something I couldn't care less about. I don't have time or interest to debate the two. Who cares? Who cares? My interest is adding value to Bitcoin and Litecoin cryptocurrency. People spend way too much time arguing over digital currencies. It's embarrassing. And am I wrong, everybody? I'm curious. Press 1 if you agree with what I'm saying. When people are arguing over cryptocurrencies, it's totally it's completely uninteresting to me. It's not interesting at all. I don't care. I really don't. It's almost like it diminishes what's going on here in the cryptocurrency space with this new technology. It completely diminishes. It's like, what's that new, we have Venmo, right? We have Venmo, and we have, what's this new one? Zelly or something? It's like Venmo. It's like if people were on Twitter, right? Hashtagging Venmo. I'm a Venmo fan. And just talking trash on Zelle. And then people with Zelle were talking trash on Venmo. It would look ridiculous. If you're a fan of Venmo, cool. Be a brand ambassador. Do whatever you want for Venmo. If you're a fan of Zelle or Zelly, whatever it's called, then be a fan and a brand ambassador of that. But when you're arguing and you're trying to present points on what's better, most people, especially if they're new to the space, I don't think really care, right? This argument of speed, right? This argument of all of these things. I have my own opinion on why Litecoin is better, right? Lightning Network, a huge part of that. I just like the Litecoin brand better. It just is what it is. I'm a fan for my own reasons, but I think it's such a waste of time. We could be doing so many more things in a more valuable way than talking about it. It just doesn't matter to me. If you take a comparison chart of Digibyte, Bitcoin, and Litecoin, what I see is is very uninteresting to me, and many people might be surprised by that. But there are things in cryptocurrency that intrigue me way more than understanding every aspect of how it works. I'm not one of those people. I'm not a numbers person. I'm not like this well-informed genius on how cryptocurrency works, nor do I intend on keenly making sure that I know every in and out of it, right? And I'm not one that has interest in debating what tech is better than the other tech. That's not me. It's really not. I'm here for the tech in general, the decentralized aspect, the speed of it, the way it helps my business, the way it can help my business. I'm also here for the people, for the social environment. I'm here as an entrepreneur trying to build a business, and it's offered so much value to me in those regards, right? I don't have time to waste about debating what's better, Litecoin versus Digibyte. It's stupid. It's a waste of time. Nobody's gaining any value from doing that. Those are just my thoughts. I wanted to throw that out there. I don't know. I feel like a jerk. Because many people, so many people are like nonstop on Twitter talking about what's better. But I don't know. I don't think it really matters. Dustin Hensley said, lots of people can't change a tire, but they can still use a car. And that's the point. That's perfect. That's my point. Like, majority of people, like literally everybody, knows how to use a credit card, but they don't understand how that credit card is working, like the tech behind it. And I'm a tech recruiter. I literally recruit, and I talk to and I have conversations with the engineers building the technology, right? I literally have conversations with these people, and it's fun. It's interesting to talk to these people, cryptographers and, infrastructure engineers and these people that are doing crazy things, but like, it's over my head. I can carry a conversation, but it's over my head. And at the end of the day, that's not what I care about. Just same reason when people are spending their money, they really don't care about the tech on how a credit card works, right? They don't care how Venmo works. They just care they can get on their phone, download it, and send their friend Tim some money. And so most of the people coming into cryptocurrency don't care about all those crazy things that people are arguing about right now on crypto Twitter. John Moore. What's up, John Moore? He says, crypto adoption should be the goal. Once a merchant or individual knows about one particular crypto, they will be more open to other cryptos. Exactly. Like, right off the bat, I've pretty much Bitcoin and Litecoin right off the bat, right when I got into crypto. Those were my two. And then just like John Moore just said, you kind of, you learn about other cryptocurrencies. You realize what you like and dislike just when small facts you come across, right? So Digibyte was interesting to me. But being I do a lot of technical analysis, Digibyte became more interesting to me as a cryptocurrency to trade, right? Not so much of this thing that I'm a long-term fan of, more of just a trade. And the fact that one day I announced that and I said that, and I got a bunch of hate from Digibyte people, and I think that's silly, right? To be so like mean to somebody that's just like not a huge fan of your cryptocurrency. It's very silly. Again, it's like if I use Venmo and somebody, John over there uses Zelle, and he's like talking trash on me because I use Venmo and I think Venmo works better and is better than Zelle. Like, who does that? Come on. I think there are more things to focus on. So anyway, that's me venting, I think. I don't vent a lot on this channel. I don't complain. I don't, but I needed to vent a little bit because I see it so much over there on crypto Twitter. People arguing, what's better? What's this? What's that? I don't care. John Moore said, exactly, Dan. We are all fighting the same battle. Let's unite in crypto, not divide, right? Thank you. Thank you, John. That is it. Mexican Charlie says, Digibyte going to moon after this vid now. Like that day Bitcoin Ben talked about XRP. Well, Poseidon Lou, I saw what you did. I don't know. I hope I don't get any hate. I have nothing against Digibyte, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. I think it's funny watching everybody argue about cryptocurrencies. It's kind of dorky. If I could put it into one word, I think it's kind of dorky. Arguing about whose cryptocurrency is better. Those are my thoughts. That's all I got today, everybody. I'm going to try and go hit up the gym. As always, I am bullish. This is Crypto Capital Venture. I am bullish. I know we talked about a bearish scenario today, but I am bullish. Read it right there. I hope all of you are too. John Moore says it's totally nerdy. It really is. Let's stop arguing about cryptocurrencies, everybody. Let's stop being nerds. Let's have some fun with it. Let's build some businesses. Let's make some money. Let's have some fun. Like, you're not doing any of those things arguing on crypto Twitter. I can tell you that much. So everybody, that's it. If you're out there, I appreciate all of you. Like I said, build. If you're an entrepreneur, build. There's so much opportunity in this space. So many cool things going on. Build your brand. Do something cool. Do something fun. Have some fun with it. I've met some like extremely bright, brilliant people in this space, and it's been fun. And, you know, talking with all of you out there, same thing. I get so many messages on Twitter, email, and you all are awesome. I appreciate everybody if you are a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I would love to have you as part of the channel, especially we're at this bottom phase. Like, YouTube has definitely slowed down right now in the last month or two, or 3 or 4. But I can't wait for a bull market. I can't wait to continue building with you all. So appreciate all of you. On your way out, if you could hit that like button, I'd be very appreciative. Maybe it'll be the pump I need when I go to the gym right now. That little energy boost. Crypto, Super Chats, Tech Lords, Poseidon Lou, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I really do. John Moore, thanks for coming by. It's good to see you, bro. And I hope everybody has a good, awesome, blessed Saturday. I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day and God bless.